Like I really listened to it the first time, then I kind of played it while I was working.
Did you like it that much, the song?
I liked it, yeah, man. I like I said, I had to like look up the lyrics so I can like really internalize it. But like,
Okay.
man, yeah, "You Don't Owe Me Anything" was such a hard hitting lyric. I liked it.
Right. Yeah, everybody. We got a treat for you guys today. We're hitting you guys with another song of the day, with another musical revelation. So, as you guys know, I'm Sean Christopher Jenkins. This is my co-host, my brother in Christ, my ride or die, man. This is Justin Lee Howell. So, as you guys know, we go live all the time. We go live often. So here go my other social media platforms that I'm live on. Hopefully, my screen hurry up and load. I'm not having any technical issues, but right now it looks like I'm having technical issues. But anyways, uh, I just won't make my screen big for now. I'll make it big in a second. But anyways, here go my other social media pages, right? So I'm streaming live on my YouTube channel, my podcast, Uplift Past Crossroads, my Facebook page, LinkedIn page, my Twitter, and my LinkedIn. I said LinkedIn already. Yeah, so I'm streaming live on multiple platforms right now. But if you go to my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads, me and Justin and a few other people, we do musical revelations all the time. So what's a musical revelation? A musical revelation is just a song that touches you, that relates to your relationship with God, or it's a song that gets you going and it motivates you and it gives you hope and inspiration to do better, to be better, to do great in whatever activities, whatever arena that God has you in. So, so we're about to hit you guys with another musical revelation. So this song is actually one of my musical revelations. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to check out this playlist on my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads, titled Musical Revelations Songs of the Day. So the song we got for you guys today is a song by Cody Carnes. Am I saying that right, Justin? You think that's the last name? I think that's it.
That sounds right, yeah.
Right. So
Carnes to
right.
sound fancy.
Right. So we got a song by Cody Carnes or Cody Carnes, like Justin said, and it's called Nothing Else, right? So you guys have got to check out this song, right? So just pause the video or after the video, listen to the song and then hear what me and Justin, like the revelation we got from this song. But the song, again, is titled Nothing Else by Cody Carnes. And it was released in 2019. So I think I first heard this song last year or 2 years ago, right? And when I first heard the song, like I had it playing on repeat, like I couldn't stop listening to it at all, like because this song just touched me to my core. So if you want a song that just like gets you in the spirit, it gets you in the mood. It brings you into God's presence, like, and it literally just puts you there. It gets you in the right mindset and the right thought process to be thinking about heavenly things instead of earthly things. Like if you want a song you can worship to, praise God to, and just put your whole focus and being on Him, you need to listen to this song right here. This is the song that gets me there, right? And so some of the lyrics is, I'm caught up in your presence. Like the song starts off like this: I'm caught up in your presence, right? I just want to sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never want to leave. And then he said, "Oh, I'm not here for blessings. Jesus, you don't owe me anything. More than anything that you can do, I just want you."
I like this song because it just like puts you in the moment as well. Like I'm not gonna go big on it. I'm gonna let you finish.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think like a hard part for like anybody to really like enjoy a musical piece or enjoy anything is like a lot of times we're thinking about the past or we're like thinking about the future, but this song really pushes you to like be in the moment, which I think is really important. So
Right.
I feel like that just helps it, like helps the listener really enjoy the song,
Mm-hmm.
to like really worship on it.
Right. Yeah, I agree, man. Like at the end of this, I'm gonna wait to go to the end of this song. I'll just say all the lyrics, and then I'll go to the very end to bring out what you just said, because I really want people like to understand that song like that, and then explain what I feel when I hear the song, so you guys can feel the same thing. 'Cause it's so powerful, right? So after he says, I'm here, I'm not here for blessings. Jesus, you don't owe me anything. More than anything you can
Mm.
do, I just want you. So then he says, I'm sorry when I've just gone through the motions. I'm sorry when I just sang another song, right? Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you, right? That part is so bad right there, right? It's this part right here. It's the next, it's like the third verse, or whatever you want to call it, right? I don't know my music stuff like that. So like he's sorry for just going through the motions. How many times when we listen to a song or we go to church, we, especially just going to church, right? Let's just talk about that. Or reading the Bible, right? Reading the Bible, listening to a sermon, singing in the choir or something like that. Like basically, we just go through the motions a lot of times. Like a lot of things that we do are just ritualistic, traditional, and it loses its significance and meaning the more we do it and the more repetitive we get at doing it, right? And it should never be like that. We should never just be going through the motion. Like everything that we do for God, it should be intentional. Everything that we do for the Lord should be on our heart, that we just giving him, and we're giving him our all, and we're losing sight of everything else that's going on in this world. And we're giving him the glory and the praise and the honor that he deserves. Like we're literally just focused on him, right? So how sad is it that we just go through the motions? We just sing another song, right?
Yeah.
That is pathetic. Like especially in church, like on a Sunday with other believers, that should never ever be the case, right? Like so that's what tears my heart apart. Like for me, I hate to be in that situation. Like I won't, especially if I go to church or something like that. Like it should be epic. It should be like, I don't know, like Super Bowl Sunday. It should be like going on a field trip as a kid. Like the day before I went on a field trip. Well, no, the day of when I was about to go on a field trip as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old. Right, it was the most exciting day ever. Like I was so happy and so enthusiastic and had so much zeal about going to school. Like I never had zeal for going to school, right? But anytime it was a field trip day or a field day or something fun, and I knew we were about to do something, like I had so much anticipation, right? So I wasn't going through the motion of just going to school. No, I was anticipating something. That's how we need to come to the Lord. We need to be anticipating something. Like it's really that much fun, right? If it ain't that much fun, there's a problem, right? And so, Justin, this was the most powerful part of the song, man. I want to know what you think about it. Cause I'm gonna skip to the end too, right? So it says, "I'm sorry when I've just gone through the motions. I'm sorry when I just sang another song. Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you." Right? I'm gonna go ahead and say the next part. "I'm sorry when I've come with my agenda. I'm sorry when I forgot that you're enough. Take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you." So Justin, I was gonna ask, like, what does it mean to take me back to where we started? I open up my heart to you, because that may mean something different for you than for me, but I don't think it does. I think it means the same thing. You don't have to answer it right now if you're not ready, but
I can, yeah.
Okay.
That made me think. I'm curious to see what made you think. It made me think of like when our faith was like young. You know how Jesus was talking about how our faith should be like a child's. Like our faith should, like he looked at the children around him, how intently they listened to him, how at the leap of faith that was so easy for them. So that lyric makes me think of almost like a simpler time, because like there's nothing wrong with like being an adult and being like critical of things that you hear, because you have to like test your faith. You do have to like test to see if the things you believe in are true. But like we do overcomplicate everything, because like, and this ties back to why I like the song, because it really makes you try to capture the moment or be in the moment. It's I feel like our faith nowadays can be overly complicated because we have so many doubts. We have so many anxiety. Man, anxieties especially. Like anxiety comes about when you're worried about the outcome or the future, or you're so worried about the future that you can't concentrate on the present. So that lyric to me makes it seem like just putting all your worries onto God, like being able to have a faith that is young and fresh, and just being able to like have like this blind faith, have like that leap of faith for God.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, then that's, yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate it. I think that's what it means to me. It's just like having a faith like when you were younger, I guess.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say.
When Christianity was like fresh for you.
Right. Yeah, like I don't want to make my screen bigger, guys, but I'm sorry, I just can't right now. Let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit. See if that helps. All right, so like some of the lyrics, like at the very end of the song, he says, "I'm coming back to where we started. I'm coming back to where we started. When I felt your love, you're all that matters, Jesus. I'm coming back to what really matters." That's the part right there, right? So he said, take me back to where we started. I'll open up my heart to you. And then eventually at the very end of the song, like he's like repeating it. You know how they do in gospel songs, like in that powerful moment of a song, like they repeat it. Yeah, with the new Christian music.
The
Go ahead.
biblical, dude. Like if you repeat something 3 things back in biblical times, that meant like it was holy, like it was
Right.
more important.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's our songs too.
Yeah. So like, and that's what he's doing here. Like he said, I'm coming back to where we started. I'm coming back to what really matters. Just your heart. I just want to bless your heart, Jesus. Like, and so the question is, guys, do you do the same thing with God? So this is why I like this song so much. Like it takes me back to where I started, right? So where did I start? Where did you start? Right? When you first met the Lord, right? I'm gonna take it back, right? For me. So for me, it was Trey Simmons. His name was Trey Simmons. He spelled Trey Tray. He was kind of feminine, and so like, but he wasn't. He was just, he just had a feminine demeanor and stuff like that. But anyways, like he's a choir director, right? And this, he wasn't just a choir director. He does stuff with music, like music. He's a music producer or something like that. Man, this dude was phenomenal, man. Like I never met anybody like this guy. Like at my dad's church, like there's sometimes, most of the time on Sundays, like the choir used to always butcher songs or like mess up a song, and so it would ruin church service, right? Like it would just make you laugh at them, or just it just wasn't worship, right? Like at my dad's church at Scotts Chapel AME Church when we were there, right? And so that was church service. So like then somebody knew of and heard of Trey Simmons, so he came and he did a whole workshop for my dad's church, Scotts Chapel AME, right? And when he did a whole workshop for us, man, he had that choir who had people who were tone deaf, basically, who couldn't sing. He had us sounding like the angelic host. Like he had the sopranos singing in unison with one voice. He had the altos singing in unison in one voice. The tenors, one voice, one sound, one band, one sound, like Drumline. I like Drumline a lot. That movie Drumline with Nick Cannon. Yeah. So like, yeah, Trey Simmons, man, he had all of us in one accord, man. And when he had us singing, a choir who stunk at singing. I mean, we sounded awful. Like Sundays was awful, right? It was not a good experience. But this guy had us sound like an angelic host, like every Saturday. Like we had a workshop, I think maybe 2 Saturdays a month or something. And it went on for like 8 months. Like it was amazing. I mean, the first time and every time we went, I mean, every time, right? It was like the angelic host was singing, and then you could feel God's presence. Like it was like the Holy Spirit descending down on us, on everybody, in the room, right? And so you could just feel His love, you could feel His grace, you could feel His mercy. Like it didn't matter, like, okay, that person's telling that they can't sing. You ain't thinking like that. No, you thinking about the song he had us sing. Like one of the songs, there's like a few musical revelations that I have, right? Like I say, like for me, like these are songs that I would be playing, like I want to play during my funeral, like because that's how much these songs mean to me. Like these songs aren't just songs for me. So like here goes some of them, guys. Like you got That's When You Bless Me by the LA Mass Choir. You got If You Only Knew, like me and Melvin, we did a musical revelation on that by Patti LaBelle. Then What Is This by Walter Hawkins, or Thank You. Like Thank You is one of my songs, right? By Walter Hawkins, right? And then we go all the way. I'm trying to go to Change. Yeah, Change by Walter Hawkins. Yeah, that's my main one. So that's the song that Trey Simmons had us singing. A change has come over me. He changed my life, and now I am free. I'm not even gonna sing it, but he had us singing that song, and he had us singing, I think, Grateful or something. And that's the only 2 songs we sung. We didn't sing anything else, right? For 8 months, two times a month on a Saturday, and like the songs never got old because again, you just felt God's presence. You felt God's spirit, right? And like those lyrics are so powerful, right? And that's what this song is to me. Like nothing else matters. Like take me back to where we started. I'll open up my heart to you. Like I told you, it was repetitive, right? Like we sung the same song, same 2 songs every Saturday, 2 Saturdays a month for 8 months or something like that, right? The song never got old. I always felt God's presence. So I felt His presence every time. It wasn't a question if I was gonna feel it. Like, no, he was there the whole time. We didn't have to like get in the mood. No, like when we started singing, he was there, right? When Trey Simmons led the whole thing, he was there, right? Like so, like I kept on asking myself I was 17 at the time or 16. I think I was 16. No, I was 17. It was 2010. No, 2009. But it was 2009, right? So I was 16. I was 16 at the time, and I kept on feeling God's presence every time. And I asked myself, the Holy Spirit asked myself through me. He said, well, you know what I'm trying to say, guys. Like, I asked myself through the Holy Spirit, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, if I could feel like this every single time I go to church for this workshop, why can't I feel like this all the time? Like, every single moment of my life. Why can't I always feel God's presence? Why can't I always feel God's love? Why can't I always just think about spiritual things instead of earthly things? And that would be on my mind, like, consistently, right? Because that's what I felt. You guys know what I'm saying? So, like, that workshop changed my life. And it wasn't just that workshop. I had many moments like that. Like, I'm gonna ask you guys a question too, because you guys have moments like that too. Like, what was the best church service you ever went to? Like, what's the best sermon you ever heard? What's the best song experience you have ever experienced gospel wise? Like, you get what I'm saying? That you felt and heard God speaking to you through a song, through a pastor. Like, it was a message strictly for you. And it's what you needed at that exact moment. You know that feeling that you had? Like, take me back to where we started. I'll open up my heart to you. That's those moments. Like when you feel those moments and you get to experience those moments, it's taking you back to where you started. See, if you ain't saved, you don't know what that feeling is like, right? Because it's different when you're saved, right? But you can still experience that before you get saved, like I did too, right? But you can have that all the time, 24/7, every single moment of your life. You don't have to wait for a pastor to preach a sermon for you to feel like that again. You don't have to wait for a choir to sing and get you in the right spirit. It ain't dependent on other people. It's dependent on how bad you want God. You're as close to God as you want to be. And he's as close to you as you want him to be, right? So draw near to me, and I'll draw nearer to you. That's James chapter 4, verse 8. That's a promise from God. You can have as much as God as you want right now. That's what this song is talking about, man. Like Cody Carnes, like I love this song so much. Let me finish saying some of the lyrics, man. Oh, that zoom in is ugly. Justin, I'll let you say something. You had something, but I was gonna go back to the lyrics real quick.
Yeah, and I think like it's just related to what you were saying too about how going through the motions, just like going to church, like just like I feel like for songs especially, it's so easy just to have it in the background. Like I was talking to someone at church as well. We were talking about music that we like, and they said they like songs that have like more melody, more melody, better lyrics. And I was thinking, yeah, like as much as I like today's songs, like a lot of it is geared towards like having a good beat or something you can like dance to.
Right.
So easy to just be listening in the background without enjoying the lyrics. So to have like songs where you are touched by the lyrics, like the ones like Sean was naming, I think is like super important for you because those like I'm trying to remember what the term for it is. Like if you're listening to music and has like a good bop, like that might be superficial though. You might be kind of on a spiritual high, so it's not something that touches your soul. Mm-hmm. But if you hear lyrics that really resonate with you, like that touches your soul. And again, like I'll just like go through like what touched me for like the first bridge. Like I'm caught up in your presence. I just want to sit here at your feet. Like I feel like in today's culture that's more important than ever. Like how often do we go to church and we're already running through what we need to do for lunch or what we need to do for errands or what chores we need to do after church. But just like stopping and breathing and just enjoying the moment. Another song I like is Just Breathe. I forgot who sings it, but it's an awesome song. But like getting caught up in everything is really easy. And I'm going to quote Kung Fu Panda here for this. But whatever that turtle's name was, Master Oogway, I think. Mm-hmm. It's like the past is history, the future is a mystery. But but now is a gift. That's why they call it a present.
Mm.
So man, like when he says I'm caught up in your presence, it just shows like you're enjoying the moment like right now. You're not worried about the past, you're not worried about the future. You're just enjoying what he has for you right now. And like that ties into another lyric where it just says, Jesus, you don't owe me anything. Like that, man, that's so more powerful than what I can describe or put into words, because like Jesus and God have already done so much for us. To be in that realization, like a lot of, if you're worried about the future or something that's happened in the past, you're going to ask God to help you through it, to like ask him for things, which is not bad. He wants us to come to him like a parent-child relationship. But to be in that moment where you're not worried about that, where you're just enjoying God for who he is, where you're just letting it be, is so hard. It's like a zen moment. It's so hard to reach. Like it's a meditative moment of just appreciating the gift that God has given you right now. And like just sinking into those words like lets you, I don't know, it's I've said this for another video too. So I hate repeating stuff, but sometimes things just stick to me. Is like something I want to do that my wife is really good at is just enjoying the moment and like enjoying the lyrics. In that Mr. Rogers movie, like Mr. Rogers asked the reporter like what if he can guess what he enjoys doing, and like he says talking to you over the phone, and it's like that's like a stronger response than anyone would know. Just like taking the time of just being present with somebody, being present with what God has given you is, man, it's powerful stuff. Like it's it's a de-stressor. It keeps you from worrying about things that God doesn't want you to worry about. And I feel like that's what this song is really trying to push, is not having that anxiety of like what's to come or worrying about how you're going to make it through, but it's just being present.
Beautifully said, Justin.
Hmm.
Guys, just in case you're just now tuning in, me and Justin we're hitting you guys with another musical revelation today, right? So another song that touches me and Justin, and it just relates to our relationship with God. It's a song we can worship and praise God to. It's a song that motivates us and get us in the right spirit with God, with what He's calling us to do, whatever you want to throw at it, man. And the song's titled "Nothing Else" by Cody Carnes, right? Nothing Else by Cody Carnes, right? So make sure to listen to the song after you watch this video. All right. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go to like the second part of the song. So this is when he repeats what he says at the very beginning of the song. You know, I'm caught up in your presence. I just want to sit here at your feet. This is just saying like how we all need to posture ourselves with God. Like, and that's a good question to ask. Like, are you coming to God the right way? Because if you're not coming to God the right way, you're not going to receive what you want to receive. You're not going to get the answer. You're not going to get an answer from him. You're not going to get a response. Right? You got to come to God correctly. You can't just come to God how you want. Right? Yes, you can come to God as you are. That's a powerful thing. Everybody knows that, right? But you can't come all prideful like, God, give me this, treating him like a genie, like commanding things. No, this song literally says, I'm caught up in your presence. I just want to sit here at your feet. This dude's bowing down to Jesus, right? He's at Jesus's feet. Are you at Jesus's feet? Because I'm telling you now, when you humble yourself, God will exalt you. That's a scripture verse, right? God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. You want to receive God's grace? Do you know what it entails and what comes with God's grace? You're receiving God's grace right now, just with him allowing you to have another breath, and you don't deserve another one, right? Just with him giving you another opportunity to serve him and get it right, blessing you with another day whenever so many other people died, but you still alive, right? You still get another chance to get closer to him, get it right with him, do something for him, right? Like you got people to serve, you got the kingdom of God to expand. There's too much work to be done, and he still got you alive. But what are you doing, right? Nothing else matters. Oh my gosh, that's the song, the title of the song, man. Are you kidding me? Justin, stop me if you got something on to add, man. So I'm caught up in your presence, man. Are you caught up in God's presence? I am. I'm telling you now. Like there's nothing else that I want than God's presence. Like people don't get me. Like I'm telling you now. Like with board examiners and the enemy church, like people don't understand me because I want to experience God's presence. I'm not content we're just going to church and we're just going through the motion. Sunday school is just another lesson. Preaching and sermon is just another sermon. Like, no, you gotta come correct. You gotta come with it. Like, you need to preach another sermon like it's your last sermon you're gonna preach, or like somebody about to die and you need to give them the word that they need to hear. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't play with stuff like that. When you're singing a song and you're worshiping, nah, you need to make sure you come with it. Don't be lollygagging. No, man, you better sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to get the whole audience right and get them in God's presence. So it's all dependent on you. You see what I'm saying? Well, it's not dependent on you. You get what I'm saying? But like, dang, like, we got to come with it. So are you caught up in God's presence with everything that you do, with your work, with your job, when you're at home, with your kids, with your social media pages? It can be any and everything, right? Are you caught up in God's presence? Are people experiencing God's presence in that moment through you, right? So like, that's what I think about, man. And then I want to experience God's presence too. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I got to do my part, right? I have to be in the right spirit for that to happen. You have to be in the right spirit for that to happen, right? You have to be caught up and want it and desire it, right? So if you desire God, what's that scripture verse? Jeremiah 29:13. I always say it. If you seek me and you seek me with all your heart, then you'll find me. Like, if you're looking for God's presence and you want it, God's going to give it to you, right? If you're hungry for God, he's going to fill you up. That's another scripture verse, right? He fills the hungry, right? He's not going to leave you starving if you want him, right? And that's the thing. How much do you want him? See, I want him every second of every single day. I want him every hour. Every time I blink, I want to experience what I experienced in the best worship experiences, right, that I've ever been in. And I've been in a lot of them, but I ain't been in enough of them. I should be in them every single Sunday, not every blue moon on Sunday, like in the ME church. Like, it's pathetic, right? I want to experience every single time I go to the church and the Lord's doors are open, like the best worship experience ever, right? The best sermon ever, the best Sunday school lesson ever. If it ain't the best, then we don't need to be doing it, right? And that's the high standard, but that's the standard. I'm not gonna lower the bar, right? So, yeah, like, Justin, you got anything else? Because I'm just honing in on that point, man. But
no, good. Like, yeah, it's oh, I lost the lyrics. Yeah, it's I'm trying to put it into words, like, too. I feel like just the second part too. Like, it's just so easy to like miss out on, like, kind of easy to miss out on like what he has done for you as well. Like, for me, the second part is really talking about enjoying the little things as well. Like, yeah, it's I feel like the bridge leading up into the chorus is really good on like your first I'll talk about that a little bit. Like, it's I already said, like, I'm not here for your blessings. You don't owe me anything. More than anything you can do, I just want you. That entails, like, they're so aware of like what Jesus has sacrificed for you. But I feel like as it goes on further, it's not just like the big ultimate sacrifice for our sins, but it's also just being there and understanding what matters in life as well. Because how many times, man, I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but like, this song just speaks to me about like being anxiety and like being worried about things to come. But like, the happiest people on earth are the people who can appreciate the little things. Like, there have been studies on it that show like a happiness factor is not like who has the best car, who has like the best house, who has the best job. It's people who they can appreciate that the sun is shining one day, or that their wife cooked them breakfast. It's appreciating those small things, and that's what the song goes further into. It's just not only as God, not only is like God, Jesus sacrificed his life for something big, but he's also there in the details. He's all that matters. Like, even the bad, even that's what it was. That's what I was saying to me is like, no matter the bad things that happen into your life, even if the small things don't work out the way you want it to, like, the only thing that matters is Jesus. Like, no matter what's happening in your life, God is still in control. Like, don't worry about the past, because that's history. We can't affect it. Don't worry about tomorrow, because that's a mystery. Like, there's nothing we can do to affect it right now. Obviously, you can plan some stuff, but there's a balance. But like, really, there's nothing we can do about it right now. But what does matter is the here and now. And then, like, I just I'm trying to see if there. Yeah, it just says you're all that matters, Jesus. You're all that matters. It just repeats that, and that's like it wants that to be ingrained into your mind, because I think that's really important. Like, we can't be caught up in everything that goes wrong.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say, guys. Like, this song by Cody Carnes, you gotta listen to it. Nothing else, right? Like, he repeats throughout the song at the very end and then at the middle, kind of. He said, like, I just want you, and he says nothing else, nothing else, nothing else will do. I just want you. Nothing else will do. We think so many things are gonna satisfy us and make us happy in this life. Like, I should have more sex with more women, or like I should have all the money in the world, or like a mansion, or like getting married because I've been single all my life for so long. We think these things are gonna make us happy. God gonna give you that, just to show you it's not enough. And then when you experience it, you're looking for something else. You're never satisfied. You'll never be satisfied with anything on this earth. Like, that's just truth right there. Like, I got to tell myself that all the time. Like, that's what the Spirit continually telling me. Like, the only thing that's going to satisfy me is those moments with God. That's what's so powerful. And you know what's more powerful? You can't just be dependent on one moment. You need those moments every second of every single day. Like I was saying earlier, those God moments, those moments that you just experience God's presence, you experience His love, you hear the revelation that you need from Him, like you hear Him talking to you through somebody singing, through Him just talking to you randomly, or like, you guys see what I'm saying, like a sermon, right? Like you hear Him speaking, giving you the word, the message that you need to help you and to take you to that other place in life, right? To help you and deepen your relationship with Him, to confirm His love for you. He says, I love you, or tells you something, right? Like, we need those messages, but do we just need it one time? No. We need it every moment of every single day, just like we need oxygen. You can't live without oxygen. You can't live without God. You need God more than you need oxygen. You need God more than you need the sun. Because if the sun didn't exist and the sun just vanished right now, all of creation would die off. It will freeze over. And some animals can survive a little bit in frozen weather, but not for long. Like, eventually they'll die. Everything will die. God is the sun. The sun is Jesus Christ, right? So, like, you can't live without the sun. You can't live without water. I think you can only go 3 days without water. The Father,
3
Son.
days without water, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Yeah.
Right. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit, 3 in one. Like, you need them. They all play a part, right? You need all of them. So, like, the Spirit is always there with you. You can have Him at any moment. It's a holy moment. Every single day is a holy moment. This guy said, I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never want to leave. You should never want to leave this place. This holy moment. This holy moment's right now. How long do you have to live? How many more days do you have on this earth? I'm gonna tell you right now, the older you are, the less amount of days you got. That is a fact. You don't have some people days that you have more days behind you than you do ahead of you, right? And then even then, it don't matter what your age is. You don't know what time you're gonna die. So, like, how much longer you got on this earth? How many more days do you have? This is a holy moment you got right now to dedicate your life to Christ, to give God what He deserves. You owe Him everything. He don't owe you anything. He already done did everything for you, man. You know how much your body does for you right now? God can stop anything from working in your body right now, just anything, and it will affect you tremendously. It will hurt you. You can die from your heart not working. You need your heart to function because the blood flows through the heart, like the veins are connected to the heart. Like, you need it, right? That one thing not working. See, God is sustaining it all. He's sustaining so much. The sun, the moon, the stars. The sun, if it got any closer to us, will burn to death. If it went any further away from us, we'll freeze to death. Like, it's so much. How long has the sun been right there in its orbit, in its axis, and the whole earth and all the planets revolve around the sun? Jesus Christ, God, again, everything revolves around Him, right? So, like, we owe God everything, yet we come to Him expecting some blessings. We come to Him.
I feel like that's something that's something like the oh shoot, I don't know what years, like 1700s or 1800s, like when they studied the planets, like Galileo and Copernicus, they studied it because they believed it was like God set up a beautiful universe, like he was keeping those celestial bodies in the air. They studied math and science because they believed it was the canvas that God painted the universe on. And I'm kind of sad because we've lost that sense of wonder. Like for some reason, like religion and science are on opposite sides, and it's like a whole deal I don't understand.
Right.
But like, yeah, it's like where did we lose that? Like when did we not realize how beautiful the world is, or like how crazy it is for our bodies or for the solar system to sustain itself? Like yeah, like there's a book that just called, it says like physics is the canvas that God is painting the universe on. It's like overly complicated stuff. It's like you can't have stuff like that unless it was created by an intelligent, beautiful creator, like an intelligent mind. It's just crazy that we don't give God enough credit for sustaining ourselves like this.
Right. Yeah, and there's another song too. We need to do this one. It's called He's Done Enough. Like, and the lyrics
Hmm.
goes, if the Lord never does anything else for me, he's done enough. Right? And so then the whole choir starts singing, if the Lord never done enough, like if the Lord never does anything else for me, he's done enough. He's done enough. And so they just repeat that. But like, of course, like you got lyrics throughout the whole song, right? But that's the thing, guys. If the Lord doesn't do anything else for you, and he don't give you anything else you want in this life, he's already done did enough. Just
Yeah.
think about all the blessings that you have received right now. Just think about all the blessings. And half of them you don't even think about. Like just write down all the things you need to be thankful for God. It's a long list. And it's gonna outweigh all the things that you're not thankful for. Right? Write down that. All the things you're not thankful for that God hasn't given you. One's gonna outweigh the other. I guarantee the blessings, him and his goodness, and all the stuff he's done for you. That's gonna outweigh heavily. Because just think about your whole body. Like I think there's like 8,700 different body ligaments and stuff to make your bodies. It's something like that. 7,500. That's a lot. You can't even name all of them. Like that's a lot of blessings. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even know all of them. Like just not one of them not functioning the way that they should be functioning. You're doomed. This is what God does, and He does that for everybody. Your mom, your dad, your siblings. That's other blessings, right? So like, you know, God don't owe you anything. Yet you come to
No.
Him expecting blessings, right? So more than anything He can do, right? I just want you. That's what Cody Carnes said in this song. Like nothing else will do. I just want you. Nothing else will do, guys. God is what you're looking for. He's what will fulfill you. He's what will satisfy you. Being in His
Mm.
presence and being with Him, nothing compares to it. Nothing can come close to it. Not sex, not getting high, not all the women in the world. Like whatever you think's gonna make you happy, God will
Mm.
make you happy. He's the only one that's gonna satisfy you, right? And those moments that I was talking about earlier, man, like those God moments. Like Justin, I really want. Like, can you think of one for you? Like, what's the first thought that you have? Like when it comes to like a God moment for you, like where you felt His presence and His love, or like, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Strangely, yeah, man, it was I've had a few small God moments. I feel like the first one that comes to my mind without thinking too hard is like when I was in the Georgia Stadium with like 10,000 people singing to I can't even remember all the songs. One of the songs I liked was God's Great Dance Floor, but it was just like 10,000 people in a stadium, just all in sync, all there for like a common goal. And we had like people from all walks of life, and that's crazy for me. Like only God, like with all the crap and with all the divided parties and divided agendas that you see, and like we were talking about, Sean and I were talking about this before about the stock market, about the division of China and the U.S. as far as the economy goes. But when you see like 10,000 people from all walks of life come together like that, like man, I remember feeling just like nothing short of like a spiritual moment. that everyone, like so many people were with God at that moment that you could feel the Spirit moving among people.
Yeah, so like this song, guys, like this is one of my musical revelations. Like one of the songs that it's not even like I can't even listen to it like just out of ritual, or it's not just another song to me. Like this is like a song that gets me in God's presence, right? And so I know it's gonna get you in God's presence if you listen to it too, right? So the song you guys gotta listen to, right, is "Nothing Else" by Cody Carnes, right? So check out this song right here. Justin, you have anything else you want to add to this song? Like, did you say everything you want to say?
No, though I feel like if I do, I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, it's just like let me look for. There was one more lyrics. Like I'm sorry. There was a part where I was saying like I'm sorry when I've come with my agenda. I'm sorry when I forgot that you're enough.
Yeah.
You already when you're enough. But like yeah, like how many times do we think that we know what's best for us? Or how many times do we come to God with our own plan? It's like there's nothing wrong with praying that God blesses what you have as well. But our mindset should be first and foremost, what does God want for us? Because he knows what's best for us. He knows what will succeed. He has an agenda that's better than any of our agendas. And I don't want like that hit me hard because this past weekend, and I'm gonna leave out a lot of details because this is not a political channel, but it's like we were talking about how a lot of people had good intentions, but because it was like people who brought it forward, it was like you could tell they came with like their own agendas. They came with like their own desires mixed in with what should have been something that was selfless, or it should have been a charity. And I can just I don't know. I just appreciate that these lyrics because we do forget that God has a plan. We do forget that God is enough. And like that oh gosh, like we have to this song I feel like helps us just forget all of that just for a moment to be with God, like be in his being. Yeah. And I can appreciate that.
Right. Man, you just made me want to talk about something else. I'm gonna save it for the other video. All right,
go for it.
That ties in. I'm gonna save it for the other video. But okay, yeah, guys. So I pray that you guys were blessed by this video, like, because this song means a lot to me. Right. So again, this is my song of the day, my musical revelation, a song that touches me. So you guys gotta listen to this. Justin, you gonna listen to the song more? Like, is this in your list?
Yeah, I like listening to it during work today.
Right. So Justin was listening to it on repeat too, just like I was when I first discovered the song. So yeah, guys. So the song again is "Nothing Else" by Cody Carnes. Like, please listen to the song, man. Like, spend time with God and enjoy His love and His presence wherever He takes you to. Enjoy that through this song, man. Because you're gonna get there, right? So again, here go my other social media pages, man. So I'm streaming live on my YouTube page right now, Uplift Past Crossroads. I'm also streaming live on my Facebook and LinkedIn page, Sean Christopher Jenkins. I also have a podcast. Guys, support me on my go to Spotify if you go to my podcast. So subscribe to my podcast on Spotify. You can subscribe anywhere if you want. If you get your podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Chromecast, Google Podcasts, whatever you get it from. But go to Spotify. That helps me to get monetized. I need more followers and more views and listens on there. But yes, Uplift Past Crossroads as well. My Twitter, Snap, Instagram, TikTok, Trouble Don't Last. My other Instagram page, my _day_Bible. My Tumblr page, Trouble Don't Last #1. So I'm also streaming on my Twitter page, Trouble Don't Last. I got the best social media pages ever, man. So you guys got to check it out, right? So if you go on my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads, you see it looks beautiful on the homepage. And so if you want to see more videos that I've done with Justin, I've done more videos with Justin than anybody on that I do videos with. So yeah, like if you look at our playlist, you can watch all our videos that we've done together. Just type in his name or scroll down and go to his playlist and listen to us talk if you enjoyed this. And then also, if you want more songs of the day, more musical revelations, check out this playlist on my YouTube channel as well to get your feel of that. Then also, here goes Justin's YouTube channel. You've been waiting for this. Here it is. I should have said it earlier, but it's Chaplain's Log. So you can definitely watch this video the playback of it on his YouTube channel and watch way more as well. And then he posts his own videos on there as well. And then this is his Facebook page, Justin Lee Howard. So make sure to befriend him on there. If you got any questions, just DM us on Facebook and we'll reach back out to you. And we'll do a video on a question that you have. But we pray that you have a great rest of your day. We're about to teach you guys about another video. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support. All right. Peace.